Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. We are back with the final review of this season for Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 3, Episode 19, Lo and Behold. If you are new here, then welcome. I give lighthearted reviews with a little bit of laughter and a little bit of shade and a whole lot of detail. If you are back for a second or third time, then child, welcome back. Honey, let's get into it if we gonna get into it. Please do not hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you get anything out of the content. So when the episode first opens up, Mel is getting the final details ready for her video premiere, right? She's like, it's going to be the talk of Huntsville, Alabama. She's like, everyone is invited except Hotel Holt, okay, and his shenanigans. Because after that last interaction, I feel like that's the smartest thing to do. Do not invite Martell any dang on where, not nowhere. Moving forward. Tiffany in her homely fashions, they show up. Hey, girl. And she's giving a little shoulder. I said, not this shoulder cut out. Oh, child, I just cannot. Honey, the fashions are not fashioning. Do y'all hear me? So Mel is interviewing some interns to help her out. So Tiffany is there to help, okay? Because, she worked for the Chambers of Commerce. And so Tiffany said, so how are you after last night? Mel said, no, the question is, how are you doing after last night? Tiffany said, well, Tisha wanted to ask me some questions, but, didn't know exactly what to ask. And Mel was like, oh, okay, well, that's her problem. She said, yeah, she wanted all this dirt on me. Mel said, wait a minute, she wanted dirt on you? Tiffany said, yeah, she literally said, where's the tea on Tiffany? Mel said, well, she asked that about you. Yes, Mel, she asked that about Tiffany. Okay. Tiffany was like, she could have asked me my birthday or the fact that I'm a Scorpio. Oh, okay. So I see why you and Mel get along, because y'all are both Scorpios. Y'all got that passive aggressive petty bullshit type attitude. Got it. So you don't want your same energy returned. You literally embarrassed this lady at her anniversary turn up with all the girls by telling her husband is with her for the kids. But God forbid she ask you anything. Girl, goodbye and get lost. Moving forward. Now, granted, she didn't ask you the right way. Okay, now I have to give you that. She did not ask you the right way, but I approve this message. So she's like, I'm not going to dig for Tisha's dirt. I'm not looking for her dirt. Girl, please, you mean to tell me that you've not wondered if everything that you've seen in the blogs, because I know you've been reading them blogs, honey, the way you came out the gate at Destiny with some cold tea, as Destiny would say, shout out to Destiny. The way you did that shows me that you scour the internets, okay? You be on Beyonce's internets looking for the dirt. So, girl, please. Mel said, well, I thought she was just trying to get to know you. I'm so sorry. Girl, what are you apologizing for? Tiffany earned that. Girl, please. She's like, well, it's okay because I'm pretty transparent. Lady, you didn't tell her nothing at all. How are you transparent? Please stop it. You lied and said you cheated in high school. Girl, now you know that's a lie and you ain't fooling me. So after that little session, the interviewers, they come in. It's time to be interviewed as an intern. Moving forward. In the next scene, they're setting up for the party. I'm like, dang, that was quick. I was thinking we was going to have a little something extra in between. But baby, they went straight to the world premiere of Telltale Signs. Child, let's get into it, honey. And so, they're having it at Stormy's house. And I really hope that Stormy is going to be a part of the show because let me just say this. When I see all of the looks that is Stormy, and she has a huge following on social media and she's a mover and shaker, okay? That is what we want to see. Not y'all arguing in circles, okay? We want to see more of Stormy. Honey, give us more. So then Mel said, well, we're bringing Miami to Huntsville. She's like, white furniture, the screen where my video will be played, the large letters, the balloons. I don't know if Huntsville has ever seen a party like this one. Let me tell y'all something about Mel. Baby, Mel is gonna be her own hype woman if she don't do nothing else. Do y'all hear me? Child, she gonna judge herself up to the gods. I know that's right, Mel, honey, because if you ain't your biggest cheerleader, honey, I don't know who is. But Mel, honey, I'm just here to tell you, I'm sure people have had backyard parties with balloons before. Okay, I'm just saying. Moving forward. So the event coordinator comes in to tell her that the interns are about to show up, and Mel was like, all right, this is their test. Don't take it easy on them. Make sure that they do everything that they're supposed to do. Be gracious, smile, nod, everything that they're supposed to be doing. I don't care if they are in college. You really need to make sure that you are not taking it easy on them. She was like, oh, okay, so make sure they're mini males. And she was like, yeah, girl, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Girl, Mel really think that she is Diddy. Child, Mel thinks she did it, child. All white party, interns, make sure you don't take it easy on them, honey. I'm waiting for them to walk to Junior's for some cheesecake. Child, shout out to making the band. Child, this is a fool. So everyone starts showing up to the all white affair and the party's getting jumping. Guests are arriving. The step and repeat is popping. Photos are being taken. Child, Miss Wanda and her pink curl ball. They stop for the photo. Miss Wanda over here. But let me just say this as we continue into the review. Baby, I don't know what kind of shoes Miss Wanda was wearing, honey, but they had them feet crooked in and she was ding, 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 ding. Baby, she could barely walk in them heels. And honey, I died. I said, y'all are not finna do Wanda like this today. And I was sitting here thinking, now who invited Miss Wanda? Honey, Carlos, I'm speaking directly to you, honey. I know you invited Miss Wanda, honey, and you ain't fooling me. Because I could not see Mel inviting Miss Wanda. Child, that is a mess. Moving forward. Outside, Kimmy and Destiny, they flirting and whatnot. So Destiny is like, I'm coming on y'all honeymoon. Maurice over there low-key excited, honey, trying to play it off. I'm like, boy, you know you happy. He was like, no, you're not coming on our honeymoon. I'm about to break this up. I said when I saw them, I need to break this up. So then Miss Wanda gonna say, what you breaking off? Miss Wanda, breaking up. He's breaking up. He is breaking up Destiny and Kimmy, child. Oh, child. She had some questions. Do y'all hear me? So Maurice said, oh, you know, Destiny got Kimmy a trip before I could. Maurice, I wouldn't say that out loud, child. I wouldn't say it out loud. Miss Wanda said, well, you know Destiny's single. Now, don't bring no single woman on no honeymoon with you. Okay, now, Miss Wanda, under normal circumstances, I would have to agree. But they want her there on the slick. So we just gonna let them go down there as a throuple. Moving forward. So then Lewis makes a joke about Martell being there. Everybody looking like, what? Not Martell? Child. Tiffany is like, well, you know, I imagine he would be here. Destiny said, in what world? I would not invite Martell to the opening of an envelope. I wouldn't invite Martell nowhere. I wouldn't invite him to the gas station. Look, bottom line is this. I wouldn't invite Martell to anything. Okay? Not nothing. Kimmy said, well, why would you imagine that? Why? Honey, that's what we all trying to figure out. Destiny said, in what world would she invite him to this when the song is about him and think that he's going to behave? So then her confessional, Destiny said, for her to think he's coming is asinine. Like, when she knows how they do. I mean, you're the first person to call it out. But, I mean, it is Tiffany. Child, enough said. Moving forward, Tisha and Marceau, they show up to the group. Hey, y'all. Tisha looking snatched per usual. So she goes in. She's mingling with everybody, talking to Destiny. 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 I am not feeling that look. I don't know. It was ill-fitting. I'm not saying that it wasn't a nice outfit. It could have been, but it was ill-fitting. It didn't really give you the zhuzh that you deserved, girl. That's all I'm saying. In the next scene, inside, Mel's mom is trying to get her to dance, but she's like being a brat. She's like, no, I don't want to dance. And, you know, plus I'm sure her nerves were bad because, you know, this is her premiere for her video. You got to make sure the sound is right. Y'all remember over there on, y'all know how I like to cross-reference a show, okay? Stay with me. Y'all remember over there on Real Housewives of Atlanta when Demetria had that video premiere party and there was no sound? And Phaedra was like, oh, who has a video with no sound? And they were giving her very much shade. I guess Mel was feeling like, look, I want to make sure the sound comes through. I want to make sure the video is not blurry. I'm just ready to get out and enjoy my party. Mama, I don't want to do no dance. This is not our marriage. This is not a wedding. Okay. Like, I don't want to do no daughter mother dance. I want to go out there and entertain the people. Like, child, goodbye. She's like, well, I don't want to dance. I want to get started. I want to go where the dog is. I want a piece of gum. These are the things that I want. All right, Mel, now, honey, don't get too snappy. She's just trying to help. She said, you want me to go find you some gum? She's like, no, I don't even want you to go out there. No, I don't want you to go find any gum. Oh, poor Miss Vanessa. So then the event coordinator comes in and she's like, what's wrong? Mel is like, I'm just ready to get out there. I'm ready to get started. Everything's going late. I don't like for things to start late. I'm just ready to go. And I can understand that because it's like when my guests are out there, I'm ready to go show my zhuzh. I'm not ready to sit back here and listen to my mama say she want to do dances. I don't want to do that. It's not no time for a TikTok. I'm ready to get out there with my people. Child, this is a fool. Moving forward. Outside, Destiny, knowing full on well she has no interest in what Miss Wanda has to say. Child, Destiny want to be on that camera tonight. Do y'all hear me, honey? She said, I'm going to be on this camera. You guys are going to see me. You're going to get this fit, and we're going to talk about it. So she looks at Miss Wanda and says, what advice do you have? I'm just asking for a single woman. Girl, Marceau says, so I'm going to tell you right now, you don't want that advice. Marceau said, I'm going to tell you right now, this ain't what you want. Miss Wanda said, you got to have a good butterfly. Everybody's like, what? That's talking about the legs? Like, what are you talking about? She said, don't you do your legs like this when you butterfly? You butterfly with your legs, right? The butterfly, that's old. Let me see that Tootsie Roll. Shout out to the 69 boys. I was like, child, not the butterfly. She said, then you need communication and motivation. So here go Marceau. So which one is more important? The communication, the motivation, or the sex? So everybody's like, well, Miss Wanda, she gonna teach you how to keep a man, honey. She got 2 husbands. 2 men's, okay? 2 men's. She said, well, that was a mistake when I said that. Okay, I have a husband and a boyfriend. Y'all listen to me. Older people in the South don't never get divorced. They just separate for years and then move on. Like, I have an aunt that's been separated for 30 years and been with Uncle Ray 17 of them. Honey, it's a fool. Girl, you're going to have to get divorced from that other man. Child just sitting around here with 4 or 5 different families. So everybody's talking, right? And so Kimmy pops out and says, we always end up talking about this. Everybody's like, what? She's like, like about side pieces and extra women. And everybody is completely confused. So Tisha said, who talking about side pieces? Honey, that's what we're trying to figure out. So Kimmy, honey, your slip is showing. This is all in fun, okay? I see a little insecurity with that subject, okay? A hit dog will holler. She's like, well, I'm actually kind of surprised because Patricia, who is my good friend, she was supposed to be here. She introduced me to Maurice. And again, girl, we don't care about Pat, but go on, set yourself off. So then Tisha goes, yeah, okay, honey. She kind of rolled her neck a little bit. So Maurice and Kimmy was like, well, what's with your little attitude? So then Tisha reveals in her confessional that Pat is her ex-sister-in-law. She used to be married to Marceau's other brother and broke his heart. Oh, okay, girl. Spill the tea, honey. Ooh, it's piping hot. See, she didn't tell it to us like that last episode because I was wondering who she was in relation to Maurice, because why is she so close to Maurice to introduce him to Kimmy? And then Kiowa was saying she was her friend, and Kimmy's like, you've been my friend for 20 plus years. The math ain't math, and everybody's in with it, and child, it's too much, okay? This is all just so messy. Shout out to Tiffany. If Kimmy was her friend and Patricia was married into the family, that meant that she was tied to Kiowa as well. And Maurice wasn't officially divorced when he was living with her, but she was introducing him to you, and it ain't making no sense, honey. It just really ain't making no sense. So Kimmy was like, well, I was just hoping that she could be here because she introduced us and she knows that they were divorced. So Tisha said, so she knows you weren't sleeping with a married man. Kimmy said, correct. Kimmy, why are you bringing this up? You know what this episode was? It was the episode of Unnecessary Conversations. That's exactly what it should have been called. Unnecessary Conversations. Carlos King, call me, honey. Hit me in the DMs, honey. I'll show you how to get it together and whatnot. Kimmy, I just don't understand why you're bringing this up because nobody is even talking about that. So Miss Wanda said, well, was you? She said, no, I don't do that. I just want the conversation to end because 2 grown mother signed the papers before he moved to Alabama. Okay, they signed the papers, but were they finalized? Were they have a stamp on there? I mean, was Maurice still dipping and dapping over there? Like, we don't know exactly what's going on, honey. The lady is saying it for some reason. Maurice was like, well, that's true. Is it, Maurice? Is it true? Honey, I think you pulled the F-boy move, and Kimmy is thinking those papers were signed, but they probably wasn't really signed. Because, I mean, it's just something about Maurice that I don't trust, especially how he omits the stuff that he should be saying. Like how he didn't let her know that Monster was vaping in the restroom, but Tiffany so eloquently brought it out in the front of an entire group. So, I mean, Maurice, I got my good eye on you, child, and you ain't fooling me. Moving forward. Baby, Kimmy was losing her poise at this point, honey. I was like, girl, why are you getting so hype? Like, we're just having a fun, lighthearted conversation. Everybody's making fun of Miss Wanda and Destiny's questions. And then all of a sudden, you just start going into serious. This mother was married. The papers were signed. Girl, calm down, Kimberly. Oh, my gosh. Ooh, child. In the next scene, Miss Vanessa is over there mingling, and here comes Miss Wanda. Can we talk? No, Miss Wanda, no, not right now. What did I tell y'all? Unnecessary conversations. Miss Wanda, not tonight, okay? She's like, well, do I have to? Miss Wanda said, no, you don't have to. She said, all I'm asking is it going to be a good conversation? That's all I want to know. She said, girl, just come on, talk. So they go to the side and they start talking, right? So Miss Vanessa said, look, don't give my daughter no advice and I won't give yours none. Miss Wanda said, well, it takes a village to raise a child. Miss Wanda, Mel is grown, raising her own children. So what exactly are you talking about? So Miss Vanessa said, no, not mine, honey. I got my advice. Don't worry about it. I just don't want you giving her no advice because your advice is jacked up. And you know what? I have to agree with you, Miss Vanessa, because when she advised her to be with Martell, honey, I was done. I don't think anybody in their right mind, sober or otherwise, should be advising her to stay with Martell Holt. And I don't even know why she kept his last name, honey. I know she want to be like Tina Turner and whatnot, singing in the background and keeping the last name and whatnot. But honey, I would have gave him Holt and got my last name back and moved on with my own separate identity. Child, I wish I would. But then again, she has children, so I guess she wanted to keep the namesake so that all of them have the same last name. But then what if you get remarried? Honey, it's just so many questions. That's just a side note. Moving forward. She said, why would you tell a woman to go back to a toxic situation? Amen, Miss Vanessa, honey. Made no sense to me or the view in public, okay? She said, this will help us to get along. Okay, let me tell you what will help us to get along. Don't give Mel no advice. And don't speak on what you think you know about me. Basically, she tried to be classy and whatnot, but she's basically letting Miss Wanda know, keep my name out your mouth. Okay, keep my name out your mouth, lady. So Miss Wanda feels like that she has the right to speak her speech. Girl, no, you don't. Miss Wanda, leave that lady alone with your little mini dress on. So child, then she got mad that Miss Vanessa walked off saying she don't want nothing from me. She know she better shake a bone and get the hell on. Miss Wanda, you approached her. Child is a fool. Let's continue. Over on the other side, the ladies are enjoying some horse divers or hors d'oeuvres, if you will. And so they're eating and whatnot. So Tiffany is like, so how y'all doing? I haven't seen y'all since Destiny's event. So Tisha is like, Kimmy. Now mind you, she got a mouthful of food. Kimmy, I was talking to Tiffany and I asked her, so I pulled her to the side. Girl, please finish your food first. Ugh, I hate for people to talk with their mouths full. I hate smacking. I hate a mouthful of food. Like, oh, child, it's just too much. She's like, well, Tiffany said to ask her, so I pulled her to the side and I asked her to give me an example. You're saying you were married before and you got divorced, but why? What was the reason? And she just kept saying, I wanted more. Like she wasn't really saying anything. She was just saying, I wanted more. Tiffany said, I said I wanted different. No, ma'am, you said more. Okay, you said more and you probably said different, but you did say more, honey. Tomato. So Tiffany said, I didn't say more. I said different. Girl, yes, you did. You said more. Flashback. Carlos King, you never let us down. So then they flash back to Tiffany, in fact, saying she wanted more. Girl. So she said, I just wanted to know what's the more. That's all I was trying to figure out. So Tiffany was like, look, I felt like we were on a hamster wheel. We were working and never really getting anywhere. And as she was saying this to Kimmy and Destiny, I was thinking to myself, child, she trying so hard not to say more. Girl, you wanted more. You really want Tisha to be wrong in this instance. You said more. And you're still talking in circles. So she's talking about absolutely nothing, honey. She's speaking, but nothing's coming out. And Kimmy said, so ours has to be put out on Front Street, but we have to get yours little by little. Is that right? She said, no, I'll be transparent. Girl, did you just learn that word? Y'all know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of when my son just learned the word no. I think he was like 1 year old. And I would always say something to him. I would call his name and he would just, no. I'd be like, come here. No. Go to sleep. No. I'm like, girl, did you just learn transparency? Why do you keep saying that over and over? Girl, oh my God. So Kimmy said, no, what I'm saying to you is when we choose not to want to be as transparent as you want, that should be okay as well. See, Tiffany is one of those red flag friends. They want all your business, but they never disclose any of theirs. Okay, not none. That is a friend you need to be careful of, honey. Be careful with those intake friends. They sit there and get all of the intake. Oh, okay. And then what else happened? And then as their life progresses, you're like, so what's going on with you? Oh, girl, nothing. We good. Whole time they eyes getting clawed out and every other thing that's happening, but you'll never be privy to that information, but they want everything about you. And I had to learn that the hard way, honey. So now I tell you a little bit of something and child, paint your own narrative. Go and set yourself out. Y'all ain't got no time. Moving forward. So Tiffany is talking straight babble and she said, we need to challenge people to think differently. Girl, shut up. The fast talking and again, word salad. Kimmy basically said, girl, you're being silly. You want info, but you don't give none. So child, hush. So Tisha said, well, I'll give you an example. Like if we know that you got married to Lewis and we didn't come up to you and say, is your son from your previous marriage or is your son with Lewis? Like we didn't say that. We wouldn't ask you those kind of questions. So Tiffany's like, well, I'm glad because that would be messy. No, it's not messy. Well, honey, I guess it's not messy for me because people ask those kind of questions all the time. Oh, okay, so is that their dad? Like, there's nothing wrong with asking that question so that you gain clarity. Tiffany, please, girl, goodbye. Just say you don't want them in your business so we can move on, honey. I thought you were so straightforward. So then she goes, that is messy. I mean, just like if I looked at you and I said, is Jalen Maurice's son? And Kimmy said, now, how did I get in this? Okay, like, that didn't make any sense to me. And baby Kimmy looked at her like she wanted to smack Tiffany a little statement piece right off her neck. I said, baby, please leave Kimmy alone, child, because she is on one tonight, honey. She heard the word side dish, side piece, honey, and she don't want to hear nothing that's got to do with side. Tiffany feels like they need to ask her these questions separately and not in front of the group. Girl, whatever. Moving forward. So it's time to introduce Mel. I be feeling like the man when I walk through. And honey, she walks out with this dog, child. Baby, the music changed. Baby, the music changed and everything. When I tell y'all I was screaming, I said, oh my gosh, child. She said, I walk with a dog in the video, so I had to walk out with a dog. Girl, the dog in the video was like the kind of DMX, God rest his soul. The kind of DMX, what he used to use. Like, this is a cute house dog. And child, that puppy did not want to be seen. Do y'all hear me? Baby, she was dragging that dog's neck. Dog, come on, honey. It's her night. I think it's so uncool. I think you're acting a fool. Shout out to Melody. Baby, that dog was not for it. Do y'all hear me? So Mel comes out to introduce the video for Telltale Sign. Child, we know Marceau can't wait to watch. Child, he had that drink and all eyes were on the screen. He wasn't that attentive at his own honeymoon trip. I was like, look at him. So they play the video and the song is definitely about Martell, Melody. Okay, definitely about him. Destiny said, it's really inspiring to see her come out on the other side. Yes, it is. Now, y'all know I make fun of Mel. I may poke a little fun at her, but I actually am happy for her. And because I know what it's like to accomplish something after you've been hurt and, emotionally broken down, embarrassed, stepped all over. Child, that's a story time I got to tell y'all over on the other channel, honey. But I understand Mel, and I'm really proud of her. I really am. Because, it takes guts to go for your dreams, and despite what other people may say and how they may receive it, you're still doing what you feel like you want to do, and I appreciate that. And on a side note, Destiny is such a good friend to Mel. Honey, I'm not sure why, but she really is a very good friend to Mel. Moving forward. So after the video, Marceau goes, I like the video, but not the song, because it's about my homeboy. Boy, hush. Moving forward. Destiny pulls Mel to the side to tell her how proud she is of her. And at first I was like, oh, she wants a little moment with her friend. That's sweet. So she's like, I'm so proud of you. I am. I know how much this took for you to do. And this is so beautiful. It's next level. And I'm like, oh, okay, honey, give your friend some zhuzh. Yes, ma'am. But then she said, but sometimes I be mad at you because I have no village and you just dismiss it. Like, it'll come. It'll come. I said, what are we even talking about? Child, not the village. Ooh, child. First, Miss Wanda was talking about it takes a village to raise a child. Have you been talking to Miss Wanda? Then you come over here and pull Mel to the side because it's taking a village to raise your child. So Destiny is like, I'm used to moving and shaking, but now I'm a mom and I have a baby and I can't just do things like that. My mom isn't here and I don't have, the other side of the family. Mel has both families, but for me, I don't have that. When I tell you I related so much to what Destiny was talking about, I don't have a village either. So I understood her. It was the wrong time. Don't get me wrong, but I did understand her message. Like, it's literally me and my mom. And my mom works full time. So if she can't do it, then I have to be like, well, I'm not going to be able to do it. It's just me. And it is really hard. And it gets tough. Sometimes you're like, dang, man, my life is literally at a standstill because I have no help. And you just don't want to be trusting every old body and any old body with your kids, honey. Well, I know I don't. Moving forward. Mel said, well, it's my mom and my brother. Destiny said, well, y'all started out married and you had his mom, you had yours. Mel said, yes, but mine looked different too after the divorce. I just pieced mine together like last year. So in the confessional, Mel said, you know what? I'm annoyed. She pulled me to the side to discuss something that's not mandatory right now. And Mel, I have to agree, Destiny, now is not the time to discuss this. Like, did you have to bring the baby with you tonight? Like, is Law in the house? Like, where is he? Did you not have a village tonight and you had to bring Law? Is that what's going on? Because, child, please, it's okay. It's her night. Like, she's happy. She want to spin around in this little dress, child, with the thigh out. Please just give it a rest, honey. This can wait. So Mel said, well, what can I do for you? How can I be there to help you? She said, we can be there for each other. If you need someone to watch the kids, then call me. Now, I feel like Destiny offered to watch Mel's kids so that she can get an offer from Mel to watch hers. But really what you should have said, Destiny, is I need you to be a part of my village. Like, I don't have a sister. I don't have a brother. I don't know if she does or not. I'm just giving an example. I don't have my dad and my mom. I need you. So I need you to just be a shoulder for me. Like, you don't have to ask to babysit her 4 kids when you're saying you don't already have a village. So you want to take on 4 kids plus a baby to get her to agree to be your village. Destiny now, honey, the outfit, the mindset, child, it ain't working out tonight. Moving forward. Mel is like, you know my kids don't be checking for you. Oh my gosh. Okay, I would have cussed Mel out, honey. Telltale signs or no telltale signs, okay? She's like, well, no, because Martell Jr., he loves me. Boss Baby loves me. It's probably Mariah. She's like, well, when you came to the photo shoot, they said, ooh, there is Destiny here. Oh, there's boring Destiny. So then Destiny said, but you should never let your kids talk about an adult like that. Absolutely. I absolutely agree. And Mel, like, why even repeat that? So your kids aren't going to feel safe sharing things with you because you repeat them. And you never tell an adult who is around your kids that the kids are saying this and saying that. Like, that's just something you don't do. And see, Mel, this is what makes me mad about you. Because you take passive aggressive digs instead of just telling her now is not the time for us to discuss this. Just tell her it's not the time instead of trying to hurt her feelings. That passive aggressive mess, that's just crazy. She's offering to be there for you, even though, honey, I don't know why when she's already stating that she doesn't have a village of her own. Ugh, I can't stand Mel sometimes. I really just cannot. It's like every time Mel and Destiny get into it, it's like both of them are right and both of them are wrong. So she said, I don't think you should tell me how to parent. I don't think she's telling you how to parent, but you should not allow your kids to be disrespectful either. Okay? I'm all for creating a safe space. But, honey, them kids talking outside of their neck now, honey. You shouldn't be repeating things that the kids told you in confidence. Mel said, well, next time, if I'm available, then I got you. Destiny said, well, moving forward, we are each other's village. Mel said, no, I already have my village. Destiny said, see, this is what I'm saying. So then they start arguing back and forth and back. Mel said, so I have one. I will be your village. So then, Destiny wasn't really hearing it, honey, because all she was thinking about is those kids calling her boring child. Destiny said, see, this is what I'm saying. Mel feels like she has 4 kids, so why put that on Destiny? Again, Melody, you should have said that to Destiny. So Mel and Destiny continue to talk about it, but Mel wants to get back to her party, honey, as she should. So they fussing and fighting and arguing, honey, and talking out loud. These two fight like Cinderella and the evil stepsister. Child, they fussing and screaming, honey. It was a fool. Destiny, you should have waited, girl. That was totally out of left field. Unnecessary conversations. Moving forward. All of a sudden, Martell Antics Shenanigans Holt, he shows up. Child, the people were acting like it was a UFO sighting. Oh my gosh, Martell is here. Did y'all see Martell? Girl, Martell done showed up. Child, ain't he got on white, but he got on a black turtleneck. Child, he's still trying to match her fly. Child, Martell is here. I was like, this is a fool. So he comes in. He's like, Mel, can I talk to you for a second? Sir, who invited you? It was Miss Wanda, wasn't it? Well, we know how Miss Wanda like to do. So they go over to the side and they talking and whatnot. He's like, I just wanted to show you some support. I mean, it's only right. She's like, well, you could have did that with a phone call. You should have called me. I didn't invite you. He said, well, I'm just coming to say I'm supportive of you. Child, he is so stalkerish. Now, see, things like this, they scare me. Now, maybe I'm projecting, but after his recent blow up and following her to that restaurant and recording that man, honey, I would be so upset if he were in the building. I'd be like, oh, no, ma'am, honey. This right here ain't gonna work for me. Oh, child, no. She's like, but you crashed my party. He's like, no, I'm not trying to crash your party. I mean, it's nothing but good vibes. I was there from the beginning, so I just hope that you succeed. And I was like, oh, okay, that was nice, Martell. That was really nice. But some kind of way, because it is Martell, some kind of way in this confessional, Martell has attached himself to Mel's success. I said, oh my God. He's like, at the end of the day, I feel like it's an accomplishment for Mel. And, I'll say it. Yes, for us, for myself. The work we put in over the years, it's not like it happened overnight. For all these years, it's been her and I. Martell, please let it go. You are so hurt, and this is truly a telltale sign that you are not over this relationship with Melody. Honey, let it go. You have to walk away. The marriage is over. And quiet as it's kept, you just came to make sure that no other man was up in here with Mel, and you ain't fooling me. This idiot said, well, I know the song is about me, and I might need to get my 50%. I need to get my attorney on that. Now, normally I would have been laughing. Ha 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 ha, that's so funny. But he's serious. He really thinks he's entitled to 50% of what she has going on because he cheated and caused her pain to turn into a song. If that's the case, honey, Taylor Swift will be bankrupt, Keisha Cole, Mary J. Blige, honey, just to name a few. Boy, if you don't go, take that old shiny head somewhere and sit down. Moving forward. So then in the final confessional, everybody is reminiscing on the season and giving their little snippets, and they're taking little pictures as a group. So Mel reflects back on the journey that it took to get her there. Kimmy said, I'm happy Mel and Martell made it through the night with no fighting. Tisha said, kudos to Mel. I love the fact that she pulled herself up out of the ashes and she's a woman doing it for herself. Okay? Here go Marcel. The night was good, but I was expecting to blow up. He was like, I had my popcorn ready and I didn't quite get what I thought I was going to get. Marceau, if you don't stop it, honey, and that was the end of the season finale. But y'all know what? This season finale, honey, they duped us because I could have sworn in the previews that Martell was going to be on some foolishness. Didn't it seem like he was looking at her, talking to another man, tried to talk to her, and some shenanigans happened, and then he was pulled from her, and they had to pull him back and push him down? Child, this is a fool. Anywho, that is the end of Love and Marriage Huntsville, but baby, that 3-part reunion, I cannot wait. And child, Carlos Kingdom came from behind the veil and is getting his Andy Cohen on. Do y'all hear me? I cannot wait. Y'all comment down below and tell me exactly how you felt about this episode. I thought it was good. It had a lot of unnecessary conversations, but it did keep me entertained. If I had to give it a rating, I would rate it an 8. Thank y'all so much for going with me on this Love and Marriage Huntsville journey. We will be back for the reunion, 3 parts, and I can once again sing, I think you're so uncool. I think you're acting a fool. Shout out to Melody. Don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.